The key to have a beautiful shower once you're finished is to have a really well made base. A shower base is really important for all your tile installation. So we're going to start with a pre-slope. The pre-slope is what's going to let the water go into the drain, and it has to be under the liner. That is something that is required in many places around the world, and you have to use a type of PVC drain that will help you to install your PVC liner. Once your pre-slope is nice and dry, what you're going to do is you're going to clean the flange that is around your drain, and this thing has 4 screws that they're going to help you to install. So you're going to take the flange out, leave the screws there, and install your shower liner. You can buy in rolls or folded to fit your space. Make sure that at least you have about 6 inches up on the walls, so you can create some sort of a vessel over here, so a container where you can keep all the water without spilling or damaging your structure. So it's important that you fold it really well and you install waterproof or stainless steel screws. So you want to make sure that you fold it correctly. Be careful, you don't want to cut all the folding sections that you're doing, all those little pieces. You want to make sure that they are tucked in really well and flat, so you can install your concrete boards really well. In order to do this, what you do is you keep stretching your PVC liner, making sure that you're not cutting it too short or you're not installing your screws too short. You want to make sure that when you compact your material on top, your mortar on top is gonna fold really well and get to the corners really well. So that's why I'm constantly checking on the edges to make sure that I have enough liner, not too much, but just enough so you can get to those corners in a 90-degree angle once you start compacting your material. So go ahead and cut all the pieces, and at some point you're going to cut on the outside, not on the inside, not on top of your small step over here, your little curve. You want to cut everything on the other side, and if you have to do any adjustment as you install it, you go ahead and cut the excess of the material that is going to be in your way. But don't make cuts inside your shower liner. You want to make sure that those folded areas stay nice and whole. You don't want to cut that section. So now once you do that, you start putting your screws outside the curve. So if you notice, my fingers are putting pressure in the inside, so I know that at the end I will have a good space inside. Now make some cross or X cuts on top of your screws, so your screws will stay there, but cut the middle. Now the middle is going to have different things that you need to consider. The first, all the little holes on your flange are called whip holes, and those are designed so if water goes under your tile, it will drain properly. That's why that pre-sloping is so important, because even right now, without the concrete on top, the drain has to be capable of removing any water that goes under your mosaic tile, your floor tile. So go ahead and put in between the liner and your PVC drain, put a seal. You can put seals that you use for threaded pipes, or in this case the same PVC glue and primer will help me. So you want to make sure that you tie this really well. You don't exaggerate the pressure that you put in. You want to make sure that it's nice and snug and tight, but don't, if you see that you're already carving the plastic flange or your PVC flange with a lot of pressure, don't do that stuff. I'm putting this shower liner and this beautiful linear drain is going to be the one that I'm going to feature. Now they come with their own sleeve that goes inside there with threads, or it also comes with a rubber bushing that you can install if you only have the PVC. Now these little legs is just in the case that you need to bring the floor a little bit higher, but it's really useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just seat it right there, and I'm going to do something extremely important. What I'm doing over here is applying this little pea-size gravel, and that's going to help us to maintain the whip holes open. So we don't want to create some sort of cloggage there, because as we said, we want to make sure that the water drains properly. We already have a beautiful pre-slope, and the water will have to find a place to go, and that is the way it is suggested and is required by the manufacturers to install that. So you want to make sure that you adjust the height of your a small piece of pipe over there to the height that you want, and then you sit it right on top. That's how you have to do that part. It's really important that you do this so water won't stay puddle in your shower. That is a problem that a lot of people have. Now, once that is done, what you want to do is use this sand mix. The sand mix is about 4 parts of sand and 1 part of mortar. That is important because you don't want to use gravel when you're doing this beautiful slab over here, this shower base. So what I'm doing over here is just kind of wetting this so my material is uniform but it's not completely wet, soaking wet. What I want to make sure is that it will allow my work to compact the mortar really well. So you want to test it and make sure that it's wet enough so you can compact it really well, but it's not soaking wet or soupy. So it won't allow you to kind of create some sort of a cast or finish. That is an important part. So you want to make sure that that is correct, and make sure that by using, in this case, this squeegee, I'm using it because the edges are nice and soft. I'm not going to cut through the PVC liner. A lot of people may use a different type of trowel, and sometimes that happens that people will cut it or will just kind of make some sort of incisions on it. We don't want that. What we want to do is we want to make sure that using 4-foot levels and 2-foot levels, all the perimeter is extremely leveled. That is an important part. You want to, I'm speeding this up over here, but you want to make sure that you put some time into making sure that all the perimeter is nice and straight and level, and you want the pitch going into your drain, not in the middle, but into your drain. So you're going to have a small inclination going down. If you did your pre-sloping correctly, you won't have an issue because now the pre-slope around is also, the perimeter is also straight and it has an inclination towards the drain. So you want to make sure that you do that throughout the entire thing and fill the middle with the sand mix again. This is something that you need to be curious about. You don't want to leave holes over there, concave sections. You want to make sure that you put a lot of effort. Let it dry for at least 1 day before you start stepping on top of there or putting your concrete boards. In this case, what I did is I put concrete boards and I use a waterproofing membrane throughout the entire walls and area so water will stay away from that concrete application. Now, if you want to install your, I have videos about the mosaic, but I want to make sure that when I install the mosaic, it's nice and straight, nice and beautiful. I'm using the techniques I'm going to show you in other videos, but it drains properly so you can put your grout correctly and it drains right away. That's why you're going to follow me, put a little a notification over there that you can see all my videos. Comment on this, make sure that you follow me and follow my other social media. Facebook as Hugo Correa DIY, Instagram as Hugo F Correa DIY, and please subscribe and see other videos about this particular shower as well. Thank you.